this better?
Yeah.
All right. Okay, let me explain this build. Now I'm gonna go back to private so nobody can see my shit. Except you, because you're watching the channel. Edit. Settings, private. Alright. Okay, so this is basically how my skill's set up. I just put all I do is like put 2 points in reap just to go down to the next wheel, and then I just max out hewed flesh. And then I'll do 1 point in blight, 1 point in enhanced blight, and then supernatural blight. And then I'll just max out Grim Harvest, max out Fueled by Death, and then max out all those things on the right side, like Skeletal Warrior Mastery, Titan's Fall, Necrotic Fortitude. But now I got all my occult gems, so I have enough resistances and armor to the point where I don't need the spiked armor anymore. So I removed the points in spiked armor. Yeah, and then I maxed out Death's Embrace, maxed out Death's Approach, Precision Decay, max out Skeletal Mage Mastery, max out Amplified Damage, and then because of the pants, the what's it called? The Blood Moon Breaches, it'll automatically apply the Iron Maiden and Decrepify, and then the Cursed Aura does too. So I'm getting both of them for free. So I just put 1 point going up to Abhorrent Iron Maiden, and then I have the Abhorrent Decrepify, of course. And I only have 1 point in here. It's just a lot of points because of the pants. Then I maxed out Coalesced Blood, maxed out Necrotic Carapace, maxed out Reaper's Pursuit, and then I put 1 point in here because I had points left over. But yeah, then I max out Golem Mastery, and then I max out. Oh, this is all the damage right here, and that's not the real current bonus because I'm in town. It's not showing all my multipliers and shit. But the base damage of Army of the Dead is like can go up to like 600, 700 million.
Yeah, I saw in the screenshot it was what, like 630?
Yeah, it's fucking crazy. It can go up higher too. Cause like I was attacking the enemies and I went to the Army of the Dead skill and it like kept fluctuating. So I had to record a video and then like screenshot the highest number that popped up.
Mm.
But yeah, then just Supreme Army of the Dead, and then Hellbent Commander at 15 ranks to Hellbent Commander right now. Spending so much time masterworking. And then for this one, you actually don't even put Kalan's Edict in. You get damage for each active minion, which is good. So that's like 3% times what, like 10 minions or 7 minions, something like that. But I decided to go with Rathma's Vigor instead because this is an overpower build. That's how I'm able to hit a boss for like 1,000,000,000 damage. And the volatile skeleton is interesting too because it'll shoot out 38 skeletons over its whole duration. So like about 5 every second, and each skeleton that comes into contact with an enemy will blow up and do like 500 billion damage, or it's like anywhere from like 100 billion to 1 trillion damage per skeleton. So I can hit up to, like, best case scenario, I can hit for like 300 for like a 38 trillion damage over 8 seconds. So it's still it's not in the same realm as a maxed out Blood Wave yet, because that shit can hit for like 50 or 100
Well, yeah,
trillion.
it's like borderline unfair
Yeah.
stuff. It's like Spiritborn.
Yeah. So I'm hoping that but yeah, this build is still, so it's not gonna do, I don't know if it can do 150s, but
Yeah, I've been playing Lightning Spear and stuff the whole season anyway. Before this, I was struggling in like 110 type
oh
of stuff. So
yeah, the Paragon board. This is the interesting part though, because like I put Dominate in my starter board, and then I just like maxed out all of the willpower nodes that I could. Yeah, and then I just take all these ones like resistances and damage. There's probably going to be a delay between me talking on the
yeah,
here.
I'm back in the video anyway because I was just want to make sure I got the skill tree 100% right,
Oh, okay.
uh, and do all the stuff like that.
But yeah, I mean, it's basically like I basically just use Dominate in the starter board, and then the next board I'll use Hulking Monstrosity because the Golem damage does feed into the Army of the Dead. So it's weird because like I sacrificed. I probably should explain that first. I'm running with the cooldown Reapers, and then I'm running with the Shadow Mages with the percent damage one, and then I sacrificed my Golem, but I'm still taking all the Golem damage. So I'm taking all the Golem
Mm.
damage multipliers, but I sacrificed Golem because that's it's not a shadow skill. So I decided to sacrifice it and just throw in another shadow skill to get the more damage with Reaper's Pursuit. Then I put Dead Razor into the Hulking Monstrosity board because it scales up my Golem damage like crazy. Like my rare node right now is at it's at 318% Golem damage with the rare node, and then 79.5 with each of the magic nodes. So I did that. Yeah, just take every single like rare node or magic node that says golem damage, and then yeah, and then I went to the this thing's min maxed like crazy. Bloodbath board. I passed to the bloodbath board next, and then I put essence in there because it's a high dexterity. So I just took all the dexterity that I could. The next few levels that I'm at now is I'm just gonna be filling in like damage things, like 15% damage while fortified, another 15% damage while fortified. But yeah, just pick up all the dexterity, bloodbath, legendary node, and then everything that has life. Like I pick up all the damage reduction, all the life that's there, damage while fortified, overpower damage, stack all the overpower damage. Then I go to flesh eater board. So I'm actually not using cult leader because you don't even need the rare nodes to keep the minions alive because Army of the Dead is constantly rezzing them every time you summon them. Plus you're like the way the build functions, you're constantly like all you do is you just cast Army of the Dead, you tap skeletons, and then when Army of the Dead comes up again, you just hit it again. That's it. It's like it's and then you can use Blight if you want to, but you don't even need it. It's like it's super easy to play it.
Mm.
And then what else? Then Flesh Eater. Yeah, Flesh Eater, all the life nodes. I put Amplify in the Flesh Eater board. Just because there's no other. It was just the most appropriate board to put it in. I mean, it does scale up the additive damage and the elite damage and the Flesh Eater board, but it's that was just the natural place to put it at because I needed Amplify. Yeah, all life nodes. And then I go to the frailty board and put Golem in there because it has high willpower. Take all the willpower and range. Just a boot. That's like the biggest buff from the Paragon board is like legendary nodes, the glyphs, and then all of the additive golem damage scales into it like crazy. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Frailty golem. Yeah, so I'm just running Amplify glyph, Dead Razor glyph, Dominate, Essence, Golem, and then and then if you look at the Army of the Dead skill, it says um where does it say it at? Should say it here somewhere. But basically the mage damage and the golem damage all feed into the Army of the Dead. So I at first I was using the mage glyph too and taking all of the instead of amplify I had the mage glyph in there and I was taking all the additive skeletal damage, but it wasn't doing anything to it. I think it has to do with the wording of the mage glyph. It's fucked up. It says where is it at? Mage glyph. Yeah, it says for every 5 intelligence purchased within range, skeletal mages deal increased damage. So like it has to do with the wording, but this is not flat mage damage. It like it's hard to explain, but like the additive mage damage does not factor into the Army of the Dead for some reason. So like
Yeah.
you don't take mage glyph at all. Um, I mean I still take the mage ranks, but it helps out a little bit. So you're just like really scaling the Golem ranks as much as you can. So like with the gear, Harlequin Crest, so you can get the 4 ranks to all skills, which includes Army of the Dead. You need that. And then Shroud of False Death. See, now this is where I'm considering Shroud of False Death increases all the passive skills, which include Golem by 1 rank, and then all the other ones. Except if I don't use Shroud of False Death, I can't get the double rare bonus, so it like fucks up my resistances and stuff. But I do have a chess piece that has plus 7 Golem mastery ranks on it. So that might be more damage than Shroud of False Death. Plus I get a free aspect, but I'm
I
not
think
sure.
I think I also have a Golem Mastery GA. Yeah, I do.
You have a
Uh,
do you have a Shroud of False Death?
yeah.
That's probably
I got a Golem Mastery chest piece. Well, I might just do some testing with it too later. I don't know how
yeah.
much Omnicide I have left. I've been only playing Z3 basically.
Oh man, I
I
might
don't
go
know.
back to that.
It's
But
it's the Sanctified season. It's great.
oh, okay. I might
I
play that
don't know.
later today. Shit. But yeah, I would just go Shroud of False Death just to be safe because like if I equip my Golem chess piece, it just like the last 2 boards, like all of my double rare bonuses are gone. So I would
Yeah.
just do that, and then I'm fucking around with the the imprints. So I'm trying to figure out the best one. Um, I'm using Cadaverous right now because I'm constantly consuming corpses with the skeletons. Yeah, so like you want to fuck. There's one thing I missed. Masterwork cooldown on the Harlequin Crest. Masterwork life on the Shroud of False Death. It's kind of like that for probably every build. And then at first I had gloves that had skeletal mage ranks on it, but I removed it because it didn't do shit. So you want gloves that have intelligence, life, and then ideally you want those GA'd. And then you need lucky hit. You need these 2 rolls. You need lucky hit has a high chance to make enemies vulnerable for 2 seconds. You need that on your gloves, and then you need that on your ring because you're using the ring of Mendel, so you can't get you can't get one on each ring. You have to get one on gloves and one on the other ring. So now when I lucky hit, the enemies instantly become vulnerable. Because we can't use Corpse Tendril. Another thing I'm thinking about. I could use Corpse Tendril, but then I would lose a Reaper's Pursuit stack
Yeah.
because it's not a darkness skill. But I do have the ability to pull the enemies in. So like if I'm speeding, I probably could run Corpse Tendril. But if they fix, that would help with the trash clear potential. But I'm trying not to get accustomed to that because, like I said, they're going to be changing the way that the Ring of Mendeln works. It should be working, so you don't really need to
Yeah.
pull the enemies in. That they just kind of like minions just blow up, kill the trash. You don't have to like really pixel them at all. So
And that should be fixed
yeah,
what next week most likely. Well, that's when the
soon.
Overwatch stuff comes out. So they usually do it at the same time. The mid
It could
season.
be yeah, probably like either mid season or like it could be like today. I don't think so. Could be in the next couple days. I mean they released patch 2.1.1 last Tuesday, so they could do it
Mm.
today. But yeah. So I just like put Cadaverous on the gloves. Um, and I have Intelligence Life. The lucky hit makes enemies vulnerable. Um, and then at first I had and then I have Barrier Generation as a temper. First of all, you need Golem as a temper because the additive Golem damage is better than everything else on the gloves. So you need Golem damage as a temper on everything you can get it on, except the weapon. I'll show you that later. But yeah, Golem damage temper on the gloves to scale your Army of the Dead damage, and then I have Barrier Generation because I already have a spiked armor temper on my boots, so my armor's like capped already. So like I removed all of those spiked armors from my skill tree, and then I to save the points, and then I added the spiked armor on my boots, which put me at cap. So I removed the spiked armor on my gloves for barrier gen because it's the only other thing to really take. Yeah, so you just want to like masterwork the golem damage. Then Blood Moon breaches. GA on Golem Mastery is the most important thing, but GA on Hellbent Commander is like a close second. So ideally, you want a Blood Moon Breaches with GA on Golem Mastery and Hellbent Commander, with the high crit damage on it. Mine's 46 out of 50%. It's pretty decent. Um, yeah, so then I masterworked Golem Mastery twice, and then my third one I hit Hellbent Commander. So I'm fine with this for now. Um, the best case scenario, you want to like triple masterwork Golem Mastery, but having two to Golem Mastery, one to Hellbent is like almost the same thing. Um, oh yeah, and then you want to put highest level topazes and helmet and chest piece. It's like that for every necro build. And then the I'll explain the runes last, but because that's what really makes the build work. The build doesn't work unless you have the right rune set up. And then boots, you want cursed aura on the boots. You could probably use like whatever boots you're using now. You could probably use literally the exact same boots for this build, like life, intelligence, movement speed, and then you probably tempered on
Yeah, I
movement
think I
speed
can.
too. But yeah, the
Or
boots.
mine are kind of bad on this.
I think I gave you.
Some
Did
of
I
the
give you
better ones.
boots?
Oh, you might have. Oh, yeah, you did. Yeah, yeah.
Cool. Yeah, so I'll
The ones
I'll
I have right
explain.
now are like leftover Spiritborn ones.
Oh, okay, I got you. Yeah, the tempering's not bad. I mean, you just want to temper on the move and speed first, and then spiked armor is like insanely easy to get because it's like there's only two possible options. So you just do like the necromancer motion or whatever to get movement speed, and yeah, and then you want to masterwork. You actually want to prioritize masterworking life over intelligence because intelligence is um, the diminishing return. They fixed it so where the diminishing returns hit harder. 3,000 intelligence is already like uh, is really high. And then I don't know if you know. Do you know about the bug that's going on with the soul harvest witch power?
I haven't with that one. I remember the decaying augmentation or whatever.
Oh yeah,
That
that
was the
shit was
last thing I heard
broken.
of.
Yeah, they fixed that one, but the it's still. I think the soul harvest is still gonna be. It's still bugged. So basically like whenever you're surrounded by enemies, your your um your skill does more damage, right? Like when you're surrounded by a lot of enemies, you get more like percentage main stat.
Yeah.
So it actually gets snapshotted for the entire run whenever you first cast your ultimate. This works for my build and yours. So like if you run into a dungeon and you're surrounded by like two enemies and you cast your blood wave, it's gonna snapshot those two enemies and your intelligence is barely gonna go up. And it's like that for the entire rest of the run. So even if you find another big group of enemies later, your intelligence will not scale up. It gets snapshotted for the entire run the moment you first cast your skill. So if you want to like push with your build really high or with any build, you gotta run in. You got like the moment you open the pit, you find a big pack of enemies. You don't cast any skills. Like you just run in, just dance around them, build a whole pack of enemies, and then right when you built up enough down, like you don't want to build up so much that you just die, but because you can't cast
Yeah.
skills, so you just build up as much as you can. Blood wave right in the middle of them. It'll snapshot your intelligence to like 4,000 or even up to 5,000, um, and then you can just start playing it normally. And if you die, I think it resets it. So you could use that to your advantage. You can like if you screw up and you don't want to restart the run, you can like die and it'll restart it, but yeah, that
Yeah,
will
I think
help quite a
that
bit.
might have been why I was having such inconsistency with my damage before. And I just didn't notice the reason.
I just found this out a couple
Uh,
days ago that it was like that.
because
um
I know sometimes I would be clearing way higher than I thought I theoretically should have been, and
yeah,
I
yeah,
always have that on.
yeah, we'll test it out in a second. We'll test it out. I'm excited to see what our builds can do together. But there's only a couple more things to explain. So the boots are pretty straightforward. Cursed aura, masterwork life. If you hit intelligence, it's fine too. You just don't want to masterwork like you don't want to masterwork movement speed. You definitely don't want to masterwork the spiked armor. So then for the weapon, you want a two-handed mace because you'd think you'd want a scythe. You want two-handed mace with because it has high overpower damage, intelligence, life, and then overpower as your other one. And then you want to temper on golem damage and chance for Army of the most important one, chance for Army of the Dead to deal double damage. That's insane. So you have to it'd be nice to I mean, I said you want to masterwork golem damage on everything, but the chance for Army of the Dead to do double damage is just better. So if you want to try to get three masterworks on that in a row because you can't hit 100% unless you do three. So like I only did hit it twice. I'm at 85.8%. Uh, yep, and then Amulet. I got the 7 ranks to Hellbent Commander on it. I have cooldown. Cooldown's actually not as big of an issue with this build as it is for Bloodwave. So like for pushing scenarios, you probably don't even need cooldown on the Amulet. You probably don't even need to masterwork cooldown on the Harlequin Crest for pushing. You probably want to masterwork life on Harlequin Crest for pushing, and then instead of like the Dream Amulet would be like GA on Hellbent Commander, GA on Coalesced Blood, GA on Amplified Damage, and then masterwork the Hellbent Commander. And then you want to temper on Golem damage and ultimate cooldown reduction. And I have the oh yeah, and then I have Unyielding Commander's aspect on the two-handed weapon, and I have Great Feast aspect on the amulet. Um, and then for my Ring of Mendeln, you just want really all you want right now is because the every sixth attack from a minion is empowered is not working. The only thing that really matters right now is just get any 800 power Ring of Mendeln that has GA on the ranks, and then you just want to masterwork that. And then on the ring, Vehement Brawlers, and then you just masterwork the golem damage on it. You just get intelligence, life, lucky hit, just like the gloves. Intelligence, life, lucky hit is a chance to make enemies vulnerable. You don't have to have good enchantments for lucky hit makes enemies vulnerable either. It could just be any enchantment, doesn't matter. Because as long as you get two enchants on the ring and gloves, it'll hit 100%. Yes, try to masterwork golem damage. And then the things that really make my build work. Here, this is the last thing I'll explain. Couple more things. So with this build, the way the tags work are extremely confusing, but Army of the Dead counts as a summon, but it does not count as a minion. So like the Cult Leader legendary node that increases minions based on their attack speed. If you scale up your attack speed and minion attack speed, it does not increase the damage of Army of the Dead because it does not count as a minion. It's only a summon. So attack speed, the only thing attack speed would be used for is to like help your minions proc your Decrepify faster. But you don't need that. So no attack speed required on the build. Don't use Cult Leader. Reanimation doesn't work. Grasping Veins doesn't work because we can't use Corpse Tendril. Great Feast does work because it says while you have minions, so we have minions out, your summons deal damage. So as long as we have minions out, our Army of the Dead is increased. That's why you'll see with my build you don't see like all those like reanimation and shit like that. Yeah, so then cooldown Reapers, damage Shadow Mages, sacrifice the Iron Golem. And then for, let's see, Mercenary, I went Rayir and went all the way down to Inspiration because it just gives you a shit ton of damage. And for the reinforcement, I went with Altkin. I chose Flame Surge for like speeding content and doing hordes because it like this will proc your Decrepify more, but for pushing you want where is it? Field of Languish. You want Field of Languish on your skeleton for Altkin because it slows them and they do 20% reduced damage. So like this will help the you too. This will help everybody in your party. So I'm gonna go with that. And then The only other thing to explain is I'm gonna make a more like an actual concise, non-rambling version of this later, but um, yeah, witch powers and occult gems. That's it. So you want to use the cycle. Pyranado does nothing. It barely procs. Like sometimes it'll proc, sometimes it won't. It pulling in the enemies. I mean, it's not gonna. It's just kind of inconsistent. But this helps. The cycle helps a lot with gaining life back. The flowers pop up like crazy, and your allies can step on them too. So your allies can pick up the life. So this is just benefiting them too. So I went with the cycle. And for my witch powers, I went with Soul Harvest. Every build uses it. I went with Grow because the description of Grow clearly shows that it doesn't work for Army of the Dead, but I tested it and it does work. It says after casting an ultimate skill, your minions are empowered with dark magic, dealing bonus summoning damage. So like the bonus summoning damage would apply to Army of the Dead, except it says your minions deal increased summoning damage. So this, based on the description, it shouldn't work, but it's coded in the game as just after casting an ultimate skill, you deal or after casting an ultimate skill, deal 45% more summoning damage. So this will work with the Army of the Dead. So I have Soul Harvest, Grow, Purging Touch. Your Eldritch effects deal 40% increased damage. I'll show the occult gems after, where our Army of the Dead counts as an Eldritch skill. Aura specialization, auras gain size, increased damage. And then this one, I'm not sure. I went with Hex of Whispers because I've noticed that some bosses just like completely prevent me from overpowering on them at all. Like some mob types, like it's like my build doesn't work. Like I've had to leave like 1 out of every 5 pits that I do. I'll just have to leave because I don't do any damage. So ever since I started using Hex of Whispers, it's been removing debuffs from my character, which seems to help. I don't know, but plus it counts as a hex skill too. I don't know. I might swap out Hex of Whispers for something else, but yeah. So then for the cult gems, we got. Oh, it doesn't even say the name of it. What the fuck? What is it called? Basically you just use the occult gem that gives you the when you have 3 or more growth and decay witch powers, the primary core stat is increased. I think that's the same one you use for Blood Wave too. Yeah. Gain core stat, gain life, and become unhindered. The other occult gem, your summons deal 15% times damage to Hex elites. This is like actually I think this is a cheap magic one. And then the last one is the well, you have an aura, your ultimate counts as Eldritch, so you have to have this one in order to benefit from Purging Touch. But yeah, that's the build. And I'll show we can go do a pit real quick and then we'll see how it works out.
All right. What level are we comfortable with? All right, you can just start it.
I don't know. I mean, you'll be able to do a lot more damage than me. Let's see. Let's do like a 109 just to test it out. So like right now, if you run a minion necromancer, you won't even be able to get to like a 60 or a 70. Like Ring of Mendel is so fucking broken right now. So this is like, if you love minions, this is the way to go. Hey, don't hit Blood Wave. Don't hit Blood Wave. Just like just run up. We're just gonna dance around here in the middle. Just gonna dance around here in the middle. Just pop potions if you're gonna die or whatever, but just dance around, dance around, dance around, dance around. Okay, and then just kind of like walk in the middle, and then boom, now cast it, and now start playing normally, and check your main stat if when oh I died, but check your main stat.
Yeah, I'm at almost 4,000 now.
Yeah, okay, mine got fucked up. Damn. That's fine. I'll just keep playing with it how it is right now. Okay, so then I just gotta overpower on him. There we go. Now I'm overpowering. Boom, boom, boom. One shot, one shot, one shot. All the elites, one shot, boom, dead.
And this VOD will like stay up right after the stream's over,
The what?
or
Oh yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
oh like it, yeah.
Yeah, you just yes, you can go back and that's why I just kind of like ranted real quick, without waiting
Yeah,
for
I
any
was. It's
confirmation from
because
you.
I wasn't talking because I didn't want to disrupt it because I got a lot of catching up to do.
Yeah,
But
yeah, no,
I mean, I got the whole board and everything. I just need the witch powers and stuff.
yeah, it's all on there. You just gotta like pause the video and shit like that. But I'm gonna make a more consistent one later, because that's not gonna. That has the information, but that's not gonna draw viewers. Just like a rant like that. Overpower, boom. Third, 306 billion, 100 billion. So right now, oh, I forgot to explain the runes. Fuck. I guess I'll just. Yeah, I know it from memory. So you're using Igni what, right, or something like that?
Igni Jaw, and then back Gar.
Oh, for speed
It's
push.
a speed setup.
Yeah, yeah. So when he's Igni, the one that makes it so where your skill automatically overpowers and crits. What is it? Igni Zan. Yeah, Igni Zan. And when he's Igni Zan, and then you want to use Nagu Vex for your other one.
Yeah, that's the same thing as Lightning Spear uses, and I think it uses similar gems too, because it's all scaling summon damage and stuff.
Yeah. See if I can overpower on these guys. Yep. Yeah, so each hit is at least 150 billion for each little volatile skeleton. I got this idea that like I was thinking I had a feeling it was not going to work, and I was right, but I was like, wait a minute. The howl from below, if you use corpse explosion, those little skeletons that come out count as volatile skeletons. And I was like, what if those little skeletons that come out of the howl from below when you corpse explode, what if those count as overpowers too? That would break the whole fucking game. But it didn't count. I didn't think it would.
But I was really excited to see where like Bone Spear and Infinimus would end up this season, also.
Yeah,
Because
Infamous
I
is
mean, I
dope
really
for
like
army.
playing Infinimus,
Me
but I
too.
think
Yeah.
it's very low tier content probably.
Yeah, that's my highest rated video. I have a couple thousand views. See, like, watch, I'm gonna overpower on this guy. Or actually, no, it didn't work. So inconsistent. It's like every other Army of the Dead cast. Because Igni will only build so fast. So it's like, so right now I think the best we can get is like casting one Army of the Dead just to like keep your barrier up, and then the next one will guarantee to overpower. And then one Army of the Dead, and then another one. So at this point, like, my Army of the Dead is coming off cooldown really fast, so I can probably remove cooldown and Masterwork Life instead. Alright, let's try. Let's try. Let's try 114. Okay, I'm gonna do that strategy again where I snapshot, but I'm gonna try not to die this time. Oh wow, another good map. Nah, I don't want to take too much time. I'll just build these guys up. Clump them up, clump them up, clump them up, clump them up, clump them up. That's good.
Here.
That's good enough right there. So I'm at, yeah, 3,700. That's better. And then I'll just go boom like that, and overpower. And yeah, and then and then no matter how small the pack size is, you'll keep that intelligence snapshot, and even for the boss fight. Okay, those guys are getting overpowered. See, 666 billion. Did this guy die already? Oh yeah, he did. For super high pits though, I think the best way to go is to drop Cadaverous, and then that's when you pick up the new aspect, the one that you get ultimate when, but you have to stack it up though. I forget what it's called. Overpower. There he goes. Boom, 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 boom. It's so much fun playing this build too, because there's not a single. There's actually one YouTube video that was posted like 8 days ago, and it's like this, the idea of it, but they don't have the build put together. It's just kind of like conceptual.
Mm.
And then there's like in the PTR, Army of the Dead was broken. That's why people were thinking about it, but nobody made it. Nobody really made it this season.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited to see how it'll go with Mendeln being fixed. That ring's been bugged every season.
Yeah. Then they fix it. Then they fixed it too. They fixed
Yeah,
it at the end of last
it's
season.
like
Now it's
Rogue,
bugged again.
Victimize or anything like that. There's just always something weird going on with the key passives and stuff.
Yeah. What is this? What is this? Is this a blast wave? Okay. Let's see if I can overpower these guys. Yep, there they go. Oh, fuck no, he taunted me and made me run away during my rotation. Fuckers. Let's try it again. $220 billion, 300 billion. The highest I've hit with one skeleton was like 1.4 trillion for one. That's pretty solid. And times that by 38 skeletons over the duration. Boom, boom. Overpowering. Okay, I'll show you the damage on the boss. Just have to overpower. Gotta build up my Army of the Dead. Okay, now it should be overpowering now, so I cast it, and then this is with one Army of the Dead cast. Oh, I forgot to cast Blight. Shit. Cast Blight. It's like about, I think it's like 3 rotations to kill him. So then, come on, where's the Army of the Dead? There we go, now it's up again. Oh, he summoned mobs, I hate that. Shit. Oh no. Alright, it's all you. I showed the damage, essentially. Depends what mob you hit, too.
I'm used to that with the playing Shatter on the sorceress and stuff. Like some bosses, you just literally you can't even play the game anymore.
Yep.
Stuff like that. It looks really fun though. Because, well, especially, I mean, we haven't got to play minions on Necro and have it feel like, well, this isn't pure minions or anything, but, you know, a minion-esque thing, and make it feel like that great since, like, Season 4.
Yeah, I'm hoping. I just really want the Mendelin fixed. Let's try
Yeah.
a. Let's try a. You want to try a 119?
Sure. I'm really not 100% on what this build can do. I mean, my gear is like, it's okay, but
Oh shit! Oh shit!
it's not the best.
Run past. Is there anything I can?
There we go.
Oh yeah, no, this one's not the best way to snapshot, but I mean, I'll snapshot a few enemies. Yeah, that's kind of where it was when for the last one. There you go. There they go. Overpowering. It takes out a noticeable chunk from these guys. You can see it chunking. Bloodwave is so cracked, dude. You know what I should have
It's
done?
pretty fun too.
I should switch. I should be consistent and play this build, just to demonstrate what it can do. But if I was smart, I'd probably switch over to Bloodwave, farm up like an extra 10 Paragon or whatever until they actually do patch 2.1.2, and then go back to this build.
I mean, really the main thing for Bloodwave is the entry point is so easy to get to as far as gear goes. Because I mean, it was day one. I put on the pants and then I'm able to one shot like every boss
Yeah.
and stuff like that. It's just the pants basically. That's better because I was struggling. I was like having Elden Ring battles in Torment 3 Dorial or something until I get the pants. I was playing Bloodwave like from the time I hit 60 basically.
Oh shit.
I didn't play Spear or anything.
And there we go. And overpower. There it goes. 972 billion.
It's pretty similar numbers to what this hits for. Well, this one's just, it really depends on the corpse consumption, things like that.
Yeah. And overpower again. You could see when I DPS right now though, it's going off. Nice. What's the highest?
I'm just
pit?
doing nothing. It's like 200 billion. What are you saying?
What's the
Sorry.
highest pit that you've done so far?
Well, with the shatter on Sorcerer's side, it was in like 140, but
Oh, nice.
it's that was with the decay thing though, which was still it was still AIDS to play.
Yeah.
To be honest, because it's you still have to play shatter, so
What about
it's
with
just
this
not
one?
fun. This one I did 135, I think,
Nice.
but that was with Makuna's like push version.
Yeah.
I always followed him for Sorcerer's stuff, and then he made this. So
Yep. Him and
yeah,
him
this
and
is
Lord
his
Sora.
thingy. Speed version. Yeah, that's who I first like thought to look for this stuff for, and then well, Makuna has the top clear, so I was kind of
Yep. Who has
you
it
know drawn to
now?
that more.
They've been going back
It's
and
still
forth.
Makuna.
Oh.
I think it's I just checked earlier. It's like 4 minutes 15 seconds, something like that. We're reaching like Diablo 3 numbers.
Yeah. And it's gonna overpower right now. There it goes. That one's overpowering. That one's overpowering.
There we go.
There you go. Artillery. Okay, artillery with the overpower now. Check this shit out. Dun, 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 dun. I think even the artillery is overpowered. I'm not sure about that one. And overpower. There it goes. Oh, damage resistance suck. Okay, got my next skill should overpower now. I tried doing this build without minions too at all, like sacrificing all minions and then trying the sacrifice bonus. And the damage I think theoretically could be higher, but um, it's like roughly equal if you sacrifice all your minions and then you run the sacrificial aspect on your amulet. That is about equivalent to if you keep your minions, you don't have sacrificial aspect, except now you can take all of the Hellbent Commander passives. It's like the Hellbent Commander passives offset the sacrificial bonuses. Um, so it's like the damage is like almost equivalent, but the difference is with minions, the quality of life is so much better. Like you get your cooldowns come up faster because you get the cooldown procs from the Reaper. Plus, you do get some damage back too with the Skeletal Mage using the 3% per minion. Kind of creates a meat shield. It's just kind of like quality of life. Overpowered. There it goes. 182 billion. One more rotation, assuming I don't die. Couple minutes. Oh, we gotta leave in 10 minutes. Okay. Huh? Oh yeah, I know, but I know. I'm gonna go offline after this one. Then I'll come back in a little bit. Gotta bring my wife to work soon. So I'll end the stream after this one, and then I'll probably come back like in 30 minutes or so. I'm gonna be online the whole day.
All right.
I have the day off. Maybe we'll get some Paragon, get us to 270 or something.
Yeah, I might be on my sorcerer. I can just farm Paragon a lot easier that way.
Yeah. Plus with Shatter too, you're like trash clear king with the Shatter. You probably would kill the trash even quicker.
I've been playing Lightning Spear more than anything. Well, it's doing okay now. I think it's at like a 125 or something.
Nice.
So it's not too bad. A lot better than last season at least.
Yeah, I could check this out. I'm gonna see if I can overpower on him. There it goes. It's overpowering. Boom, boom, boom. I'm in a rotation right now. See this health is chunk. Now I have a debuff on me from the boss. I think that has to do with why my damage is not as high. And overpower. Nice, dude. Very nice.
And I have some of my glyphs leveled now for the for that build.
Yeah. Just I would power up. Probably just power up. Power up. Oh, you already have Dominate up all the way, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so you can power it, and then I'd probably first get Dead Razor to 46, and then once Dead Razor hits 46, your Essence is probably powered up all the way too, right?
I think so.
Essence, your Amplify may or may not be.
It's at
power
46.
up. Cool. Okay. Yeah. Just power up the Dead Razor to 46, and then power up the Amplify to 46, and then the Golem to 46. And then once they're all to 46, then just focus on Golem. Golem's like where all the damage comes from. And then yeah, if you get this build going too, it's gonna help you a lot for leveling, because when you go into I have it set up to, I think I already told you, I have it set up to where I can hold down circle and triangle in an Infernal Horde, so I can just like I physically can't die in an Infernal Horde. It's impossible. So I'll just like stand in the middle and hold down Army of the Dead, and yeah, and I have an auto clicker on my phone, so I'll do like set the auto clicker up to click on circle and triangle, and then I will remote connect to my phone, and then I'll join somebody's Infernal Horde group, and I'll stand in the middle, and as long as they walk around the edges and activate the events, my things can just like one shot from the center. Like it covers the whole screen, so that we just need people to like click on the events to like go from wave to wave, and yeah. So I'll just like set that up Be like, especially if it's a 10 wave too, I'll just like go in there, set up the auto clicker, and be like, all right, I'll be back in 15 minutes. And I come back. So I could just do that shit. You just have to. It's not like a bot, so you still have to like come in at the end of the wave to pick up your shit.
Mm.
But yeah. All right, I'm gonna end the stream right now, but yeah, I'll be back. I'll be back at like 5:15 my time, so like for like 30 minutes.
Okay.
So I'll hit you up if I see you.
All right.
Right, see ya.
Yeah.